Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we are on week 2 of Pieday Friday. Woo! And today we are going to be talking all about skincare. So as I said with the other video, so I do actually already have a skincare video talking about beauty pie products, which I filmed about 2 years ago. So if there are any products that I've not spoken about, I'll link it down below. They may well be in that video. For example, like the JapanFusion collection. I don't think they've got, actually no, I have one JapanFusion collection product in this, but the rest I talk about and sing its praises in that one there. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Let's crack on, shall we? So I've actually tried 2 of their eye creams. So one I have to hand here is the Pure Ceramides eye cream, and then I also tried and have finished up and it's gone out of my life is the Uber Youth one. So I'm going to talk about the Uber Youth one first, just whilst I remember to talk about it, because I don't have it conveniently next to me to talk about. So the reason why I got it is whilst I'm in my late 20s, you know, I think with anti-aging products, a lot of people talk about prevention as opposed to like combating it. So every now and again I do like to work in a anti-aging eye cream or treatment into my skin just to kind of give myself the best foot forward and all that jazz. Basically with eye creams, my main criteria at the grand old age of 27 is that it doesn't bother my eyes. So sometimes I have found eye creams really irritate my eyes. I actually, do you know what, fun fact, I once got coffee grounds in my eyes and I had to go to the eye hospital. That's another story. But I got told that apparently my eyes are really dry. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. But anyway, I do find that sometimes eye creams can really like bother my eyes. So I then cry them off, so what's the point? So basically, that's my main criteria. The Uber Youth one did not do that. It is like a nice creamy consistency, but it's actually not that thick. But I think sometimes you can think that anti-aging products can be really thick in consistency, but actually it is, I don't want to say thin, but it's certainly not thick, gloopy, stodgy, anything like that. It does sort of move quite nicely on the skin and settle in quite nicely on the skin. With eye creams as well, it's really hard. I'm starting off with something that's really hard to explain, because with eye creams I find that you don't always necessarily see the benefits right away. You see the benefits in 25 years, so in that sense I can't comment, but I find it really easy to use and not an issue. I believe I've tried another eye cream from them. I believe this one comes with a pump. I'm gonna put a picture of it here. Any products, by the way, that I don't have to show you, I will plonk a picture of right here. It was nice to use. I don't know if I'm strictly its target market, and I would use it again, but the thing is with beauty pie skincare, that's where things get expensive. Not necessarily in the sense of like the price you pay out of pocket, but the price you pay in regards to your spending limit. I don't know if that's why I'm kind of a bit like, oh, it wasn't like super duper amazing that I'm like, oh my god, I must have it in my life all of the time, must be purchased irrespective of the spend limit price. But it was nice. It was nice. It was nice. I found it like quite a nice comprehensive eye cream. I feel like it would work under makeup quite nicely as well, actually. Although it was an eye cream that I've typically used at night. Then moving on to the one that I actually have in my hands. I think this got launched last year, and it was like one of their sort of like big products. This is the Pure Ceramides Elastic Eye Boost Moisture Serum. Wow, we got it out in the end. For beauty pie, this is a completely different set for the eye cream, so I don't know if you're able to see, it has some nice cooling balls, on the top. So these balls, what you do is you twist the product and then a little bit comes out and then you rub it in, and these balls, because they are made of metal, are super duper cooling on your eyes. So this, as you can imagine, is something that I quite like to use in the morning. These balls are supposed to reduce like puffiness, and do you know what, like even irrespective of the product, it just feels nice in the morning to like roll these in and around your eyes. It just feels like really refreshing. And also I feel like the type of product that it is, because they could have this like component and then have it for a cream, but I actually find because it has got sort of like a gel serum, I believe the ceramides, I could be totally wrong here, are like these little more balls. Oh my gosh, this is so phallic. I find it really easy to use. I think this works particularly well under makeup because it is a gel. It sinks like immediately into the skin, so it doesn't like interfere with anything that you put on top. I quite like it. I like it, as I said, for like a morning refreshing step, because usually I would skimp out on using eye cream in the morning. So having something like this which sort of really wakes you up and really helps you with those tired eyes, I think I'm more in love with how the component and the consistency as opposed to the results potentially, because with ceramides I believe they are supposed to sort of like be moisturizing and stuff. I would purchase this again. It is nice to use, particularly in the summer, and I think it's a really sort of more unique product available at Beauty Pie. So the other product that I don't have with me is their Microdermabrasion. Now I know I have put them on blast, and I even mentioned it in my empties actually that I was potentially a little bit hasty. Their Microdermabrasion is no joke, and I would recommend using it with caution, with lots of water, and with not a lot of pressure. I found when I was like using it and like really working it into even my T-zone, I wasn't even necessarily going for my cheeks, it like destroyed my nose. Like I got like so many like spots, and like they were like the type of spots that you see, like cartoony spots, like the dude from The Simpsons who like works in the fast food place. That's what the spots looked like on my nose. They were like small but like yellow. Oh my god, it was just like not the vibe, and I did not know what was causing it for such a long time, and it was how I was using this Microdermabrasion, because I think it was really aggravating my skin, which is not something my skin is used to. If you have sensitive skin, steer clear. I honestly don't think I would repurchase it again. I wouldn't repurchase it again, even though when I got to the end of the tube we were getting on along a little bit more, but I feel like it's just not for me. I am more of a chemical peel type of gal these days. That being said, like, I actually do really enjoy a physical exfoliant, but I wouldn't purchase it again. I wouldn't recommend it. We just didn't get along. We just didn't get along. That's the best way to put it. Anyway, so moving on, I do have a glycolic acid toner here. This is part of the Dr. Glycolic range available at Beauty Pie, and this is their Pore Purifying Glow Toner. So I believe, again, don't quote me, a lot of the Dr. Glycolic products are like the same core product, but you can get them like pads that are soaked with this, or you can buy it just as this. So that's what I did, because I think you get like more product or more uses out of it. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. So this does have niacinamide, I'm reading the front here, it has niacinamide, glycolic and AHA acids in it as well. So all of those things I know work well for my skin, so I was really happy to give this a go. This is a really good product, really nice glycolic acid toner, works really well. So you can use it up to daily, but you know, depending on how your skin reacts, how sensitive your skin is, depends on how often you use it. But if you want to daily tone with a glycolic acid, this one is suitable for that. The thing is, with, as I said, like with Beauty Pie and their spending limit, I think my considerations come in a lot more when it comes to the skincare. I find the makeup doesn't typically tend to affect the spending limit that much. I find myself more willing to experiment, but with the skincare, because the spending limit can be like up to like £50, so that's like half of your monthly allowance, it can be harsh. So that, all that to say, this is not a bad product. It really does what it says on its tin. It is really nice to use, really easy to use, like absolutely no complaints. I like having this type of product in my skincare routine. However, just due to it affecting my spending limits and being able to get something similar from The Ordinary, The Inky List, Boots Ingredients, all these other brands, Revolution Beauty, a lot of those brands that focus on like ingredient-led skincare do something like this. And ooh, I think my neighbour got it. Thank you, neighbour. Anyway, where was I? You can basically get this type of product and not affect your spending limit, so I feel like whilst it's not a bad product, I think I'm gonna go with other brands so that I can explore the other stuff that is unique to just solely Beauty Pie. Anyway, moving on. So let's kind of go for treatments. I definitely have kind of like a battle of the treatments in a tube, of which I have 3. So let's start with the one that I have hacked open. This is part of their Oxygen range, which they've started to expand more. This is their Instant Facial Refueling Mask with active oxygen and salicylic acid. Now I must admit I have not looked into the science of this. I don't quite know how it works. What I like about this product is whilst it does have hydrating properties to it, not only is it, you know, neutral to spots and sort of creating acne or like potentially being like too like emollient or what have you, it's not aggravating skin, it actually like prevents it. So I find it's like the best of both worlds in a nice convenient mask. What I will say is, so you could either use this as like a 15-minute treatment or sleep with it on, and how I like to really use this mask is when I'm feeling really lazy with my skincare, which will happen, you know, once, twice a week. I'm not in the mood, I just want to go to bed. And when I had this, which as you can see I've like hacked it open and I need to get another one, I can put just this on my skin, like one product, go to bed, no problem. So you can use it as an overnight mask or as like a 15-minute treatment. All of these actually I use as overnight things, so I've never actually wiped them off with a tissue. I just like the idea of tissue sticking to my face. It's just not the one. I really would recommend this product, and I will be purchasing this one again. One thing I will say, it says to keep it away from like your hairline and your eyebrows. Unsure why, but guess that's maybe a cause for alarm. But I did really like that it sort of like was hydrating, and it left my skin feeling just really like soft in the morning, because I find sometimes treatments that are for like breakouts and stuff like that, they can be really drying, whereas this is the complete opposite thing. I woke up in the morning, my face felt like nice and soft and hydrated, and I was less spotty, so that's the vibe. Next up, moving on to these two. Now these two I definitely think are more similar than the oxygen mask, so this one I'm kind of going to talk about them at the same time. So we have got the Chi Energy and the JapanFusion hydrating mask. So the Chi Energy is a breathable moisture ginseng beauty sleep mask. So this one is meant to be put on before you go to bed, whereas this one you can use as a 15-minute treatment. This one has ceramides and grape polyphenols. Who knew? What I would say, you do not need both of these. This is the conclusion I have come to. And I find the beauty sleep mask is more hardcore in the moisturization factor than the JapanFusion. So depending on what you want, for me, I prefer the JapanFusion, spoiler alert, that's what I'm going to say. But I find what I love about the JapanFusion products is they have just such like a softness to them. They're just really like, yeah, soft. They just leave your skin feeling like you've had like a nice hug in like a really warm blanket, whereas this is more hardcore moisturization. So for someone like me, where my skin for the most part isn't like dry or anything, if you've got super duper dry skin, actually maybe you would want both, and then you would use this as like a treatment for 15 minutes, and then you would sleep with this one on, both of which sort of suggest that you put your serums and all that stuff on first and then put them on top. I would repurchase this one. I would happily use this one up. It is nice. I just use less of it and use it less, because I would find it, I feel like this type of product, if I used it loads and loads, it would potentially break me out, just due to it being super duper moisturizing. But you know, depending on where you're at with your skin journey, depends on which one you would potentially prefer over both of them. But I will say that you don't need both. I would recommend this one for somebody like me who has like normal skin. Anyway, moving on. So we have here an SPF. I think in my last video was funny, I was like, I'm waiting for the SPF 50. Well, Alice, here it is. This is the Featherlight UVA UVB SPF 50. Now I know with SPFs, depending on which country you're in, they have different rules and regs. So I know that the US Beauty Pie customers will have something similar, but not exactly this one. So that one I can't comment on because I'm using the UK one, but I know that they have an equivalent product. So what's really interesting about this is, with the SPF 50 in particular, is they also call it a primer as well. Although it's got, hang on, let's specifically, sunscreen primer. Yeah, they literally do call it a primer, which is, I think, really interesting. So evidently this is something that has been formulated to be put under makeup, which I really like, particularly for an SPF 50, because sometimes people feel like an SPF 50 is exclusively for the beach, for the holiday, whatever, you know, chilling by the pool. But this is something that is like for use every day, and I have got this on today, and do you know what? I typically won't use a moisturizer before I put my makeup on. I will just like rely on, like, if I'm using like a serum or whatever, and I find that this kind of, although it's moisturizing, it's not a moisturizer. They are different. You know, it does smell like sunscreen, it does look like sunscreen, it works like sunscreen, but it is formulated to work well under makeup. I feel like irrespective of whether you've got dry or oily or in between, whilst I don't think it's like a primer which has like anything else going on with it, I find that it is something that works well under makeup. So for me, 10 out of 10, I will continue to purchase this product. I really do like it, and I think Featherlight is also a really good thing. It's a little bit more runny than your standard sun cream for sure, but it works really well, distributes really well over the skin, and it does have that high SPF, which is what I personally am after. I really like to look after my skin as much as I can in regards to like sun damage and all that jazz. I will definitely keep purchasing this. I find it really, really useful. Oh my god, is this the last product? I think it might be. This one, I'm not 100% sure if they still do. So when I like went through all the products that I have used, I did go through the website to see if they're still available, because I know with Beauty Pie what they'll do is, if there's a product that, you know, maybe doesn't sell so well, they don't always necessarily restock it. Anyway, but I thought we'll round off with it. This is the Super Moisture Lip Balm by them. They have also brought out a lip oil, which I'm intrigued in, but I do actually quite like this lip balm. The thing is with me and lip balm, I'm a floozy, I must admit, and I think I just had like a little bit of a spending limit left, and I was like, sure, let's play with it. So this is like one of the ones that comes in a pot, which is maybe like not the best currently, but it really reminds me of a Soap and Glory one. So that being said, I probably wouldn't purchase this again. I mean, this is going to take me an absolute age to get through. As soon as I tried it, it reminded me of a Soap and Glory one, which I know the brands are linked. I know the founder of Beauty Pie is the founder of Soap and Glory, so I don't know if it's because I know that I'm like, but they are really similar. Anyway, I like this as like a pre-makeup lip balm. So what I mean by that is, what I'll do is, like, when I'm putting on skincare in the morning, I'll pop this on my lip balm. I'll pop this on my lips, sort of do the rest of my skincare, rub any excess off, and then put lipstick on. I think it's a really nice, almost like lipstick primer, as opposed to one that I would put on before I went to bed. I find it's also really nice if you like to exfoliate your lips, so you can like put like a bunch of this on and then like use like a muslin cloth, and I find that this is a really nice lubricant for that. It's a really nice lip balm. It's not necessarily anything to write home about, but I'm gonna enjoy using it. Anyway, that is everything from me today. If you want to hear about Beauty Pie hair care, that is next week's video. Next Pieday Friday, I'm going to be talking all about their hair stuff, so make sure you hit subscribe, and you can hear all about that next week, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!